'cause we're too young to really be in love. They say that love's a word we've only heard, but can't begin to know the meaning of. And yet we're not too young to know this love will last though years may go. And then someday they may recall we were not too young at all. We're not too young to know this love will last though years may go. And then someday they may recall we were not too young at all.
When your old wedding ring was new, and each dream that I've dreamed came true, I remember with pride how we stood side by side. What a beautiful picture you made as my bride. Even though silver crowns your hair, I can still see the gold ringlets there. Love's old flame is the same as the day I changed your name. When your wedding ring was new. I remember with pride how we stood side by side. What a beautiful picture you made as my bride. Even though silver crowns your hair, I can still see the gold ringlets there. Love's old flame is the same as the day that I changed your name. When your old wedding ring was new. When your old wedding ring was new.
You place gold on my finger. You brought love like I've never known. You gave life to our children and to me a reason to go on. You're my bread when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from troubled wind. You're my anchor in life's ocean. But most of all, you're my best friend. When I need hope and inspiration, you're always strong. When I'm tired and weak, I could search this whole world over, you'd still be everything that I need. You're my bread when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from troubled winds. I'm gonna just listen to y'all. do it one more time. You're my bread. When I'm hungry. You're my shelter from troubled days. That's beautiful. You're my anchor in life's ocean. But most of all, you're my best friend. Fantastic.
The lights in the harbor don't shine for me. I'm like a lost ship adrift on the sea. Sea of heartbreak, lost love, loneliness, memories of your caress, so divine. I wish you were mine again, my dear. I'm on the sea of tears, sea of heartbreak. How did I lose you? Oh, where did I fail? Why did you leave me? Always to sail this sea of heartbreak, lost love, loneliness, memories of your caress, so divine. How I wish you were mine again, my dear. I'm on a sea of tears, sea of heartbreak. Oh, what I'd give to sail back to shore, back to your arms once more. Oh, come to my rescue. Come here to me. Take me and keep me away from the sea. Yes, the sea of heartbreak, lost love and loneliness, memories of your caress, so divine. How I wish you were mine again, my dear. I'm on the sea of tears, sea of heartbreak. It's a sea of heartbreak.
Cara mia, why must we say goodbye? Each time we part, my heart wants to die. My darling, hear my prayer. Cara mia fair, here are my arms, you alone will share. All I want is you forevermore, to have, to hold, to love, adore. Cara mia mine, say those words divine. I'll be your love till the end of time.
told you lately that I love you? Could I tell you once again somehow? Have I told with all my heart and soul how I adore you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. My world would end today if I should lose you. I'm just no good without you anyhow. My dreams would end today if you refuse me. My darling, I'm telling you now. Have I told you lately when I'm sleeping? Every dream I dream is you somehow. Have I told you why the nights are long when you're not with me? My darling, I'm telling you now. My world would end today if I should lose you. I'm just no good without you anyhow. My dreams would end today if you refuse me. My darling, I'm telling you now.
Here's a bit of a rattlesnake.
Para bailar la bamba, se necesita una poca de gracia pa' mi patria. Y arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Yo no soy marinero, yo no soy marinero. getting it right. Well, I've been doing my homework all the week long. Got a house baby and a motorcycle. Woo! Come on, everybody. Well, my baby's number one, but I'm gonna dance with 3 or 4. And the house will be shaking from the bare feet slapping on the floor. Well, when you hear the music, you can't sit still. If your brother wanna rock, your sister will. Woo, come on, everybody. Have a party, but we gotta put it all outside. But if the folks come home, I'm afraid they're gonna have my eye. There'll be no more movies for a week or 2. No more running around with the usual. Who cares? Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody.
Now there are 3 steps to heaven. Just listen and you will plainly see. And as life travels on and things do go wrong, just follow steps 1, 2, and 3. Step 1, you find a girl you love. Step 2, she falls in love with you. Step 3, you kiss and hold her tightly. Yeah, that sure seems like heaven to me. For heaven's very simple. Just follow the rules and you will see. And as life travels on and things do go wrong, just follow steps 1, 2, and 3. Step 1, you find a girl you love. Step 2, she falls in love with you. Step 3, you kiss and hold her tightly. Yeah, that sure seems like heaven to me. Just follow steps 1, 2, and 3.
I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill, on Blueberry Hill. When I found you, the moon stood still on Blueberry Hill and lingered until my dream came true. The wind in the willow played love's sweet melody, but all of those vows you made were never to my thrill. On Blueberry Hill, the wind and the willow play love's sweet melody. But all of those vows you made were only to be. Though we're apart, you thought of me still. For you were my thrill. On Blueberry Hill.
Just you wait and see.
Well, look, Mum, you've got no proof. It was Ina Sharples who wrote that letter.
You heard what Ivan said. He said Ina Sharples said that Annie Walker didn't write that letter, and she knew it. You know, you heard him say that, didn't you?
Yes, but he...
But nothing. Ina Sharples has opened a lying gob too far this time, and she's going to know about it right now.
Whatever's going on?
Where is she?
My dear lady, please, this is most unseemly. We're just about to conduct a religious service.
Oh, she's inside, is she? Hiding behind her religious principles, just like her, the hypocritical old bag.
Oh, come. We mustn't have such profanity on the Sabbath, or indeed any other day. Mrs. Sharples has gone to visit her sister.
Oh, more likely gone to polish her horns.
She said she would be back about midday.
Oh, did she? Well, in that case, I'm going. And you can tell her I've been. Oh, and while you're about it, you can tell her I'll be back.
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Tanner. Lovely morning.
I haven't noticed.
I married a female headhunter. Runcorn girl, sold as slave. Palace window cleaner tells all.
Aye, and a Coronation Street bedwarmer could tell all and all. Where's my flaming cigarettes?
How the heck should I know?
Well, you can just get your baby dolls off and run down to the corner No, on second thoughts, you stay where you are. I'll go myself. It'll be a lot quicker in the long run.
Yeah, what are you doing with that? That's my best jacket.
Well, if it is, you shouldn't hang it up on the floor. See, 2, 6, 3, Bob. 3 was 10.
That's mine.
Yeah, I know your motto. What's mine's yours and what's yours is your own. Well, things are going to change around here, lad, I'll tell you.
Oh, not again.
What was that? Now, look. You can start by tidying this place up. You can get them pyjamas off. I'm sick to death of seeing you lounging around like Marlon Brando. But I've less of this place looking like a pigsty. And you can hang that up for a start and pick these papers up off the floor. Won't do you any harm to do something a bit useful for a change.
Charming. I don't see why you pick on me just because you got the dead needle to Dracula's mother.
It's not that, if you must know. I've got something else on my mind.
You're doing a lot of gallivanting these days. I mean, you never usually get your dressing gown off till dinner time on Sundays.
I've told you, I've got something else on my mind.
Oh, yeah, Ena.
No, Mr. Clever Clog, it's not Ena, not just yet. Got a much harder knot to crack, and I'll thank you to mind your own business anyway.
Oh, aren't we little Miss Sweetness and Light this morning?
You'll be little Miss Sweetness and Light if you don't get this place cleared up by the time I get back.
Dee-dee-da-da.
Annie, it's Mrs. Tanner.
Indeed. Tell her we're not open yet.
I know that, Mrs. Walker. That's not what I've come for. I'd like to have a word with you.
Yes?
About last night, I want to say thank you very much for the brandy.
Oh, you needn't have trouble. I should have done the same for anyone who was in the state you were in.
Yes, I know that. And I've not come for that, though I was grateful. Mrs. Walker, I'm very sorry.
I should think so.
I don't know what come over me. I knew perfectly well that you wouldn't have written a letter like that. I was just so upset I didn't know what I was doing.
I suppose you know half Coronation Street heard what you went on, quite apart from my own feelings in the matter.
I'll apologise in front of them all, if you like.
There's no need to. I'm quite capable of accepting an apology by myself.
Then do you?
Yes, I do.
All right, then.
Good morning, Mrs. Tanner.
Good morning, Mrs. Walker. Good morning. Haven't you got home to go to?
Yeah, I'll go back to it if you like. This happens to be my Sunday for making the dinner. Just come in to see if you've got enough spuds.
As a matter of fact, I'd forgotten.
I suppose that's supposed to be an apology.
Oh, will you shut up about apologies? I've had enough apologising to one madam this morning.
Who?
You get yourself dressed.
Annie Walker, I suppose. Well, you've only got yourself to blame.
Oh, go on, sympathise. I expected that from you.
I was only telling you.
Well, I don't need telling. Honest, you go on about him, but he's got more consideration than all of you put together. You have no feelings whatsoever.
So now we know.
So now we know. Now I've forgotten my flaming cigarettes.
Well, I might expect you not to say anything.
Hello, Elsie.
20 cigarettes, please, Tip.
Oh, what's the matter with Aunt Elsie this morning? That face had turned the milk sour.
I'm sorry, it's the only one I've got. I've had it for some years, and I've no intentions of changing it now.
Come on, love, I was only joking.
Aye, well, there's too much of that goes on round here and all. People want to think what they say before they open their big traps.
Well, what have I done?
I wasn't referring to you in particular, but there's a certain air-netted old bitch that comes in here that...
Nay, Elsie, now. You mustn't talk like that about it.
Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I say what I think? She didn't care what I thought when she sent me that filthy lying muck in that letter. Look, she's been asking for trouble for years now with that vicious wagging tongue of hers. Well, this time she's going to get it because she's come to the right one.
Well, I wouldn't go jumping to conclusions if I was you, Elsie.
Well, you're not me, so you're in no position to say. Is that a pudding you're making?
Yeah, Yorkshire.
Thought it might be something for after. Are we having anything for afters?
Look, every other Sunday I come in here and make Sunday dinner, don't I? And I've ever not given you anything for afters, now have I?
Go on, get your own back. I deserve it.
Oh, sit down and cheer up. We'll get all this business sorted out. Now, how many spuds shall I do?
Oh, I don't know, just enough for you and Ivan and Dennis. I'm a bit off my food.
Well, what are you on about pudding for, then?
Well, I thought I might manage a bit of rice, a sago or something.
Oh, it's not as bad as all that.
Oh, isn't it? You don't know the half of it. My inside's churning up with aggravation.
Hello.
Hey, you're back early. Dinner's not ready yet.
I haven't come back for dinner.
Oh, what is it, Ivan? What's wrong?
Ma'am, you shouldn't have said those things about Mrs. Sharples. Mr. Walker told me all about it.
You come back starting more bother.
I only said what was right.
Linda, I'm trying to stop bother.
Well,
Mrs. Sharples had the Rovers now, and her friend's telling her all about it.
Oh, she's in there, is she? Right.
Ma'am.
I'm finishing my cigarette.
Oh, now look what you've done.
Right.
You want to see that one out there? Hey, come on, Daddy, come on. There's skin and hair flying out there.
What are they fighting with? Double-barrel rolling pin?
I'm not kidding you. They're dead serious.
You're telling me, and I don't want to get mixed up in it. I've no stomach for women fighting.
Oh, come on, Daddy, come on.
Hey, there, lass, you better stop where you are. Here, you're not going, are you?
Yeah, I wouldn't lower myself. Still, it's your party to blame for what's happened. Perhaps I'd better go and see if I can put things right. Come on, Dora.
Here, what do you mean?
But I've been no good. It's a well-known fact. People have been talking about you for years.
Oh, I'd expect you to know something like that. Every lying bit of gossip that goes about what you don't know you make up. We don't need sewers around here. We've got Ina Sharples.
I got something wrong with a woman that can't hang on to her husband.
At least mine wasn't carried out feet first.
What do you mean by that, eh? What do you mean by that? Are you listening to this? Or what? You was witnesses after this.
It's no secret round here that you lashed him to death with that precious time.
By gum, all this and the Sally Army too.
I'm not suggesting that I'm you murdered him. He was only too glad to go. That's all.
What's going on? Oh, I'd be back into bed if I were you. Kids of yours are going on.
You leave my kids out of this.
I only need to say what I've got to say. I'm not ashamed of anything I've done, and I'm not afraid of the truth either.
Dennis, get up!
What's up now? We've been in the parent room. You let me in and out this bed like a flaming yo-yo.
Ma'am, she's got raving mad.
Tell you, I don't like it.
Oh, it had to happen sooner or later. It'll clear the air
Why
anyway.
didn't somebody stop her?
Well, they never do. They just stand back till the fighting starts.
Hey, now, they haven't come to that yet, but they will do it if someone doesn't stop them.
Well, just look at everybody. For anything that matters, they'll be at home watching the telly.
I've listened to you talking as long as I can, but this time, I've held myself back out of respect for your age, but this time I'm going to land you one so help me.
That's right. Go on. Strike a poor old defenseless woman. That's just about your level, Elsie Tanner. But before you raise your hand and damn yourself forever, if you haven't already done it, you'll listen to me for a minute or two. I know all about that letter, and personally I haven't the slightest doubt that everything in it is not but God's own truth. You think on this, Elsie Tanner. I know plenty about you. I know plenty about you that you don't think I know. I could have written a full-length book about you, let alone a letter, but if I had written it, it wouldn't have come anonymous. Oh, no. I've never been afraid to stand behind my own beliefs. If I had written the flaming thing, it'd have had Ina Sharples in big black letters at the bottom of it, well, you know it. Now go on, stand there and deny it.
Now, listen, Elsie, you've got it out of your system. Come on in and have a drink. There's a good girl.
Ah, come on, ladies. It was only a misunderstanding, wasn't it, really? Want to kiss and make friends, then? Well, make friends anyway.
Dennis, take me over.
Yeah, come on, man. Get
What are you going to do, Ina? Come on, love, and I'll buy you a drink.
Wagon. Every street has its own Aunt Sally.
Nay, now.
You talk till you're blue in the face. But if there's out goes wrong round here, I know which way the finger points.
Do not forsake me, oh my darling, on this our wedding day. Do not forsake me, oh my darling. Wait, wait, Lord. I do not know what fate awaits me. I only know I must be brave, for I must face a man who hates me, or lie a coward, a craven coward, or lie a coward in my grave. Love and duty, suppose I not lose my fair haired beauty. Look at that big hand move along, near in high noon. He made a vow while in state prison, vowed it would be my life or his, and I'm not afraid of death, but oh, what shall I do if you leave me? Forsake me, oh my darling. You made that promise as a bride. Do not forsake me, oh my darling. Although you're grieving, don't think of leaving now that I need you by my side. Wait long, wait long, wait long.
Pretty woman, walking down the street. Pretty woman, the kind I like to meet. Pretty woman, I don't believe you, you're not the truth. No one could look as good as you. Mercy. Pretty woman, won't you pardon me? Pretty woman, I couldn't help but see. Pretty woman, and you look lovely as can be. Are you lonely just like me? Wow. Pretty woman, stop a while. Pretty woman, talk a while. Pretty woman, give your smile to me. Pretty woman, yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty woman, look my way. Pretty woman, say you'll stay with me. 'Cause I need you, I'll treat you right. Come with me, baby, be mine tonight. Pretty woman, don't walk on by. Pretty woman, don't make me cry. Pretty woman, don't walk away. Hey. Okay, if that's the way it must be, okay. I guess I'll go on home, it's late. There'll be tomorrow night, but wait, what do I see? Is she walking back to me? Yeah, she's walking back to me. Oh, pretty woman.
You can dance every dance with the guy who gives you the eye, let him hold you tight. You can smile every smile for the man who held your hand neath the pale moonlight. But don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, save the last dance for me. Oh, I know that the music's fine, like sparkling wine. Go and have your fun. Laugh and sing. But while we're apart, don't give your heart to anyone. But don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, say the last dance for me. Baby, Baby, don't you know I love you so? Can't you feel it when we touch? I will never, never let you go. I love you oh so much. You can dance, go and carry on till the night is gone and it's time to go. If he asks, if you're all alone, can he take you home? You must tell him no. 'Cause don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, say the last dance for me. Cause don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, say the last dance for me. Say the last dance for me. Say the last dance for me.
Everything all right, Petal?
Everything's fine, Governor.
Well, we'll go for a take then. Get the old buzzard in.
All right, Reverend, we're ready for you.
Aye.
Just sit relax. This is your first time, isn't it?
This is my first time, yes. I hope it goes well.
Yeah, well, it'll be all right. If you get worried, just give your mammy a wave.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be here, I'll give you a signal.
Yes, I'm just a little nervous, you know.
You look smashed.
I'll be all right. It's just a wee frog in his throat. You know? Maybe I should shut up and give the frog a chance.
Okay.
Good evening. Each night this week I shall have the pleasure of coming into your homes and chatting about normal, everyday things. Excuse me. Things which sometimes turn out to be anything but normal. And certainly don't happen every day. I'm thinking, when I say that, of the Good Samaritan. Now, there was a man, if you'll pardon the John Kearney, who had no idea when he got up that morning that he was going to go down in history. As it happens, he failed his geography and physics as well. That's another story. Now, you'll remember what Deuteronomy said to Leviticus about Exodus. So if you remember, there's no point in bringing it up again. Now, I do apologize. Now, most of us have, at one time or another, have had the opportunity. The opportunity of being a good Samaritan at one time or another, without perhaps being aware of it. about Jim and Elsie. That's not their real names, of course, but we'll call them Jim and Elsie in order to protect the innocent. Protect. Who loves you, baby? You know, when I first knew Jim, it must be Jim, an ordinary guy. When I first Jim knew Jim. He was a happy-go-lucky, devil-may-care, don't give a for instance. If you had a tiff with Elsie, see, it's lovely water, lad. Where do you get your water? Anyway, Elsie would always say to Jim, because that was their real names, you know. And everybody knew their real names. It was me, Sammy Dunn, and his wife, and their Big Nirvana. I lived up a closing party. Right next to the mines, you know. The mines was up a closing off. Oh, see that man? Oh, God, what a dumb moment. Anyway, Sammy began to change, you know. I don't mean like Jekyll and Hyde around. It was just, well, one day it'd be sulky and moody, and the next day it'd be kind of Morecambe and wise, you know. Now, it soon became clear that Sammy was in the booze. Oh, every night he was stoned out his skull. You know? I tried to do what I could, so I got him to get in touch with the Alcoponis analogy. It was quite clearly an archipelago. It's marvellous water, that's what. In God's name do you get your water? I think I'll need to get in touch with the antiseptics and Potamus as well. To resign. Anyway, this night, Big Nirvana and me goes home to find wee Sammy on the floor. I'm so very convoluted. And the bath was running, the water was running down the stair, out the clothes booth. You've never seen so much water. No, it's good water, is it? Honestly, it was rushing, it was pouring, it was streaming. Hey, would you excuse me for... I feel a prayer coming up. I'll be back in a minute. Gonna keep my place. Excuse me, where's the lavatory?
If you knew Peggy Sue, then you know why I feel blue without Peggy. My Peggy Sue. Oh, well, I love you, Gally. I love you, Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue. Oh, how my heart yearns for you, oh, Peggy. My Peggy Sue. Oh, well, I love you, Gally. I love you, Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue, pretty, 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 pretty Peggy Sue, oh, Peggy, my Peggy Sue. Oh, love you, gal. I want you, Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue, pretty, 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 pretty Peggy Sue. Oh, Peggy, my Peggy Sue. Oh, well, I love you, gal, yes, I need you, Peggy Sue. I love you, Peggy Sue, with a love so rare and true. Oh, Peggy, my Peggy Sue. Oh, well, I love you, gal, and I want you, Peggy Sue. Oh, well, I love you, gal, and I want you, Peggy Sue.
Oh, there it is again. Oh, look at it just slide out of there.
And you have soul on this.
Soul.
That's nice. I leave you to it.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Miss Clark. And a one and a two.
Oh, tiptoe through the window, by the window, that is where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Oh, by the garden, on the willow, have you willow tree, and And if I kiss you in the garden, in the moonlight, will you pardon me and tiptoe through the tulips with me?
Sometimes it's hard to be a woman, giving all your love to just one man. You'll have bad times and he'll have good times, doing things that you don't understand. But if you love him, you'll forgive him, even though he's hard to understand. And if you love him, oh, be proud of him, 'cause after all, he's just a man. Stand by a man, give him 2 arms to cling to, and something more to come to when nights are cold and lonely. Stand by a man and show the world you love him. Keep giving all the love you can. Stand by your man.
I was just thinking of going without you.
What am I supposed to do? Go out half-dressed?
Well, all that time titivating. We're only going to Rovers any road.
Oh, what titivating?
All the time. You must have spent titivating up now.
Look, I'll titivate you if you don't shut up.
I think you look very nice, Ena. Oh, shut up.
She's entitled to her own opinion, isn't she?
You were a lovely-looking woman when you were younger.
I don't think I like the sound of that either.
Oh, well, I don't mean that you're not now. What I mean is that when you were younger, you looked, younger.
Mrs. Sharple.
Shoulders well back and tummy in. Ready? Good. Running on the spot, begin. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Remember, keep your tail well tucked in. 1, 2, 1, 2. Knees up, shoulders back, tummy in. 1, 2, 1.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Sharples. I'm sorry to bother you. I'm looking for Mr. Swindley.
Well, you're knocking at my door for it. Do you think I've hidden him or something?
No, but I thought...
Well, he's not here. I'm stood in a draft. Good day.
Oh, but I want him rather urgent.
Oh, so does the police. I shouldn't wonder. Look, why don't you try and shop? He's usually there at this time of the day, playing at grown-ups with this Nugent.
So I think you and I could clear up these last few items together, Miss Nugent.
Doreen can go home then. Oh, right, yeah, then. I'll get in the coat, shall I? Thank you for stopping, Doreen.
It's not usually like this. This is exceptional. Oh, I don't mind, really. Anyway, it's told me where everything is.
That's the right spirit, Miss Lostock. You won't go far wrong with that spirit at Swindler's. No, indeed, no.
Well, I'll say ta-ra then. Good night,
Good night,
Doreen.
Miss Lostock. We're shut, you know, Mrs. Sharples. We're only just taking stock.
Do you want customer, don't you? Have you put that article on one side for me?
Yeah, I did, but...
Well, where is it? I've just left my friends for a few minutes. I haven't got much time. Is it the right size?
Well, I don't know.
Well, don't stand gawpy there. Let's see it. I must have taken my trade elsewhere because I can, you know.
It's against the law, you know, Mrs. Sharples.
I've no chance at law that doesn't allow me to buy a private article when it's on counter and I've got money in my purse.
Yes, nevertheless,
Well,
I shouldn't be serving you after time.
Is this it? Right, do. How much are you asking for it?
Well, 5 and 11 pence. It's a very good garment, you know, very well finished.
And you'll be finished, Leonard Swindley, as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to charge prices like that. Miss Nugent ought to know different if you don't. I thought there was a sale on.
Well, it doesn't start officially until tomorrow.
Oh, well, it's nearly tomorrow now, and you think I'm going to come out to buy this specially and get myself killed in a sale rush, well, then you can keep it. I thought you were getting rid of stock, otherwise I wouldn't have come. But if I've made a mistake, there's no need to say any more, except looking at this garment and seeing all the dirt that's round the rim of it. I can see you've had this in stock since last Preston Guild, and if you think I'm going to pay top prices for a shop-soiled argument when I can go down somewhere else and get it...
2 and 11 pence, Mrs. Sharples. Special sale reduction.
That's more like it.
During her time in the street, there have been several times when Ina had to leave the mission, and with nowhere to stay, who else would Ina rely on but her friends? Although sometimes her visits weren't always welcome. First of all, it was Martha's turn to play host.
All alone tonight, love? Oh, I expect they'll be coming in later. Of course, they'll have a lot of work to do, won't they? She's taken it very hard. Well, I, for one, don't blame her. After all, if you've got a little house of your own and you've got it the way you want it, it must be very upsetting when someone moves in with you. Very upsetting.
Ooh.
Pardon, love? Who's it upsetting to? Martha, love, didn't you say she'd taken it very hard? Oh, I didn't mean her. I meant Ina. Oh, I misunderstood. It's Ina that's taken it very hard. But I see what you mean. Ah, well, best not talk about that. Well, perhaps I shouldn't say it. But Ina isn't the easiest person in the world to get on with. No. You can stretch the bond of friendship too far, I always say. I hope I'll always be the first to offer her a helping hand. But when it came to giving Ina a home, I just thought of my mother in one chair in our back room and Ina in the other, and I put my foot down. After all, one's duty to your own flesh and blood comes first, doesn't it? Of course it does. Oh, I hope you don't mind me going on like this, but I just had to say it. Not in the least. And this is strictly just between us two, like. Oh, I just had to say it.
Hey, what's got her talking?
Never you mind. More in her than meets the eye. The other bedroom window leaded for?
Oh, I had them done when I had me downstairs done. It only cost an extra 4 shillings.
Oh, I see. Have you got the window cleaner?
Well, I did have, but they come and go do window cleaners.
Ah, well, this one had better come, and you better start cleaning up, better glasses, let a bit of sunshine through. It's like something strange ways up there, and don't say I've been there, because I won't laugh.
I wasn't going to.
Where do you keep your coat?
By the back door.
Well, let's have a look.
I thought you said your uncle was troubling you.
Are you after picking a quarrel with me as soon as I walk into the house?
Oh, no.
Well, then what do you mean you thought my uncle was troubling you? You ought to be pleased that it's getting better.
Oh, I am pleased, Ina.
Oh, well, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he started up against me any minute. I see our so-called friend doesn't seem fit to come round and see if there's out she can do.
No.
By gum, you can sort them out at a time like this.
I'm going to make us a nice dainty pie to us, Dennis. Now, what did I do with me gadget?
What did you do with your what?
Me gadget, it's a patent pie funnel.
Oh, well, it's up to you, but I never found anything to beat an overturned egg cup.
Oh, we must move with the times, Ina, mustn't we? Now, wherever can it be?
Oh, don't look at me, I haven't seen the thing.
Our little Pamela brought it back as a keepsake for her grandma. She bought it in an arcade in Cleveland.
Oh, is that the little pasty one that has to go to the open air school?
Oh, every time I look at that child, I think to myself, Pamela, love, you're not long for this world. You're too good.
Good? Oh, well, of course, you know your own know best. But to me, she was always very good at playing rap and run on my vestry door. And I always think a kiddie as'll do that has got her foot on the right road to hell, but me, I'm built that way. Is that your gadget?
Yes.
Made of tin, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, no doubt about it. That'll taste your pastry.
It never has done.
How do you know?
I've used it often enough.
2 years ago last week Monday, you came out of your glory hole and banged your head in. Am I right or am I wrong?
Well...
Yes, you did. Well, you know, when you come out and bang your head like that, there's some funny things happen to you. I don't want to frighten you, but you know that, don't you?
What sort of thing?
Oh, your sense of taste, your smelling sense, they go like that. You know, if you was to bring your landlord up for building your glory hole so low, you could do him for hundreds. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if this past 2 years you've not been suffering from potato pie funnel poisoning.
Oh, Ina.
Oh, Ina, nothing. Did you once have an unsuspected itch? And have I heard you comment on hot flushes?
Well...
3 times to my knowledge. Once on the market, once in the snug, and you had one that day I went to help you choose your coconut matting. And that's your door. I wouldn't care. But I haven't tasted ham since last Tuesday.
You what? You've got company.
Good morning, Ina.
To what do we owe the honour?
Well, I thought I'd just pop along and see how you were going on.
Oh, I mustn't grumble. Mind you, it's not what I've been used to.
Oh.
Well, now, you know me, Mr. Tatlock. I've always been used to keeping my feet under a good table.
And what's supposed to be wrong with my catering?
Ooh, listen to that catering. Is that what you call it? So that's what you call putting a neck end of mutton in the oven in Maudsley Street, is it? Well, and I'll tell you another thing. I don't like the way you have your food in sandwiches.
I don't ask you to do it.
Well, you wouldn't get me to do it either.
It might interest you to know that I like my food in butters, and I don't like your tongue.
And I don't like your leaded lights, and I don't like the linoleum on your rubby floor, and I don't like those photographs staring at me in my naked strip in the privacy of my bedroom, giving me the doodads. But do I say anything?
And you don't like the way I make my tater pie, do you? And you don't like Housewife's Choice. And you think my good coat's shoddy. Well, it may interest you to know, Ina Sharples, that I've been requested on Housewife's Choice, and I'm very proud of the fact.
Are you deaf, too?
Hey?
Well, that was your door if you didn't hear it. They make them indetectable these days, you know.
What?
Hearing aids.
Shall I go?
You leave her alone. Do you want to get my best friend a bad name? Hey, I see the amateurs are doing student prints down the road. Golden days when we were very young. Did you ever go to see the student prints, Mr. Flock?
No, I can't
Oh, well, I'm
say
not
that
one
I
for going
did.
to the theatre myself, but that was a bit of all right, you know. Plenty to look at and 2 good intervals.
You know, you've got me a bit in the dark.
Hey, well, I'll illuminate you.
Yes, well, what were you saying about your golden days?
Aye, they were spent in my vestry. You know, Mr. Tatlock, you might not believe me, but there were times... Oh, sometimes I might be boiling an egg or washing out a dishcloth. Suddenly I'd get the feeling God's in his heaven, all's right with the world.
Here's your Vera.
Oh, aye, what have you been talking to her on the front doorstep for the past half hour about?
Oh, I'm going out.
Are you better?
I've not been ill.
Honor thy father and thy mother, eh? Them days is past now, aren't they, Mr. Tatlock?
Mother, I just
Oh,
came
shut
to
up,
see
you're
if
just
you
second in the queue. Was there anything important, Mr. Tatlock?
Well, Coronation Street's a bit annoyed at what's happened.
Well, what has happened?
You've gone.
Hey, I'm surprised they ever noticed.
Yes, and the residents have written to the committee.
Oh, what about?
You, asking them to reconsider.
But I don't want to be reconsidered. I'm quite enjoying my little bit of retirement, I am. Besides, what words did they use? Nobody showed me any letter.
Well, they said they were fond of you.
Fond of me, oh.
All of them.
Well, the 2-faced sausages. And send it to a place of worship. I wonder that piece of paper didn't burst into flames.
Well, they were only doing the best for you.
Aye, and why shouldn't they? Who was it? Tin hat over her end at the safe Coronation Street from destruction. And tell me another thing. Who was it that poured the bottle of sterilised milk over the incendiary bomb?
I can only repeat, Ina, that they were doing the best for you.
Ah, but is their best good enough?
Albert's efforts on behalf of Ina proved successful, and Ina, much to Martha's relief, moved back to the vestry. The next time she had to move out, Martha wasn't going to be caught again, and Minnie wasn't going to escape forever.
Oh, dear. Oh, Mother, are you sure she's not in? Oh, Polly's a good pussy and there's that naughty boy out all night. Oh, hello, Ina.
You want to get inside? There's some very queer fellas roaming about the streets this time of the night.
Well, one of my pussies is out and I'm calling her in.
Oh, well, you've got me instead. Is that spare bed of yours, Ed?
Yes, I think so. Why?
You've got a lodger.
Oh. A lodger?
Oh. Hey, have you read this?
No, Ena, I haven't had time to see the paper yet.
Oh, well, I shouldn't bother. It's pulling out but bombs and bosoms, and if one isn't falling out, t'other is, and you've got egg all over it. What's the matter with your face?
Nothing, Ena.
What's it looking like that for, then?
It's thinking, Ena.
You want to be very careful, it'll stick. What's it thinking about?
Nothing, Ena.
Do you want your paper or something?
No, I was just wondering.
Oh, well, that's now fresh. The day you stop wondering, then we shall have something to worry about.
I was wondering how long you're stopping.
Stopping where?
Here.
Oh, why? Do you want to clear away or something? You don't let me stop if you've got work to do.
I was wondering how long you're stopping altogether.
You're doing a lot of wondering, are you? I wants to know.
Well, it's me mother, Ena. She doesn't like having visitors. She's very funny in that way.
Your mother is very funny in every way, Minnie Colwell. And I'm not visiting, I'm lodging, so that shuts her up. And if I'm no bother to you, I'm none to her. Anyway, she's stuck up in bed all day, isn't she?
Oh, only in the winter, Ena.
Well, she's got another 6 months to go. Tell her to put her head under the pillow and make the most of it. She got a tortoise up there with her. What's that?
It's me mother, Ena. When she bangs twice, it means she wants her breakfast. She's got a knobby stick to bang with.
It wouldn't surprise me if she flies on it and all. I don't wonder you look like a candy floss doorknob, Minnie Colwell. Hey, you're training that kettle for Rosemary or something?
No, Ena. It does that to tell you it's boiling.
Oh, well. Go and tell it before it gets to Colonel Bowie. Tell it we've heard it. And you better take your mother a breakfast. She's turning nasty.
No, Ena, that's 3 bangs.
Oh, what's that in Morse code?
It means she wants the paper.
Hey, gum, she's on to a good thing, isn't she? Here, well, give her this half. It's only got footballers and their transfers in, whatever them might mean.
Oh, that'll be Jimmy.
Jimmy who?
Jimmy Graves, Ena. He always gets unhappy if he's playing where they don't like him.
Ah, well, I don't blame him for wanting to shift. I wouldn't like to stay anywhere where I wasn't welcome.
Silver coins that jingle jangle, fancy shoes that dance in time. Oh, the secrets of her dark eyes, they did sing a gypsy rhyme. Yellow clover, entangled blossoms in a meadow silky green, where she held me to her bosom, just a boy of 17. I recall a gypsy woman, silver spangles in her eyes, ivory skin against the moonlight, and the taste of life's sweet wine. Soft breezes blow from fragrant meadows, stir the darkness in my mind. Oh, gentle woman, you sleep beside me, little know who haunts my mind. Gypsy lady, I hear your laughter, and it dances in my head, while my tender wife and babies slumber softly in their bed. I recall a gypsy woman, silver spangles in her eyes, ivory skin against the moonlight, and the taste of life's sweet wine.
On the bank of the river stood Running Bear, young Indian brave. On the other side of the river stood his lovely Indian maid. Little White Dove was her name, such a lovely sight to see. But their tribes fought with each other, so their love could never be. Running Bear loved Little White Dove with a love big as the sky. Running Bear loved Little White Dove with a love that couldn't die. He couldn't swim the raging river, 'cause the river was too wide. He couldn't reach Little White Dove waiting on the other side. In the moonlight he could see her throwing kisses across the waves. Her little heart was beating faster, waiting there for her brave. Running Bear loved Little White Dove with a love big as the sky. Running Bear loved Little White Dove with a love that couldn't die. Running Bear dove in the water, Little White Dove did the same, and they swam out to each other. Through the swirling stream they came. As their hand touched and their lips met, the raging river pulled them down. Now they'll always be together in that happy hunting ground. Running Bear loved Little White Dove with a love big as the sky. Running Bear loved Little White Dove with a love that couldn't die.
You could almost say it was slavery. I worked myself on a seam, and it was only 1'5" high. The floor to the ceiling, that's for the floor to the ceiling, is 1'5". You lie on your side. I couldn't turn my shoulders. My shoulders was jammed. I had to go up my back. If I went to rest, I'd just on my back for a while, then back up again and start again. The conditions was horrible, horrible. At that time, your wages was never any more than 10 and threepence, or somewhere between 10 and threepence, 10 and sixpence, 10 items, 11 shillings. And maybe month by month, you got a threepenny rise, or a tuppenny rise, or a fivepenny break. You got paid in accordance with the amount of coal you produced. If you produced no coal, you got no money.
One of the redeeming factors about working in a coal pit is the comradeship you get. This intense, physical, violent work, violent in a relationship, but tremendously loyal in effect.
What we got at that time, we had 2 threepence a ton, and my brother would be up the face line. Now he had to buy his own gelignite for blasting the coal down. He had to pay for his pick blades being sharpened, and he had to pay me from that. He would go home with probably 10 shillings or 10 and 6 a day. I get 9 shillings. But that was the worst time in my life in the pit.
It's 26 men in a cold face, all firing 4 shots each. And if you're at the bottom end, as the air's coming, you can imagine what that man's swallowing the shift. And I remember going home from the pit time after time at the end of the day shift, and you sat in the big chair. And before your soup came through, you were sound asleep. And that was based on sheer hard work and lack of ventilation. I remember miners coming home dirty from mines in Clackmannanshire as late as 1949. I remember the Randolph Colliery in Fife, they were given the choice of Pithead Bass or a bicycle shed and given the ballot vote. And the vote went for the bicycle shed.
They said that the medical a mine rescue man got was more stringent than an airline pilot. So they say. But part of that medical was a test called the Harvard Part Test. This was a test where you carried a third of your weight in lead. There was 2 bars in the wall, and there was about an 18-inch box. And you had to do 30 steps a minute for 5 minutes. And at the end of that, they just caught you and put you in an easy chair. But mine rescue men will remember that test. It was really a hard test. And you done that test, and if you passed, you done 14 days training. The use canaries up to maybe 3 or 4 years ago, it was done away with. It wasn't a thing that I ever wanted to be cried out to explosions. I mean, I hope that would never happen.
We realised within a quarter or half an hour that there was no road through anywhere that we was trapped in. It didn't give me a churn up in the belly or anything like that, it was just accepted. There was 116 men that there was no road out at that time for them, trapped in. Some people talk more than others. So one of the men that was talking to me said, "We are quite hopeful of making a rescue." The word's still crystal clear in my mind, and that was the first pang of fear I had in my belly when I made that statement. We are still hopeful, which means that there must have been a no-hope side to it. Well, that's who I took it, and it gave me a wee bit pang of fear in my belly. The brigade man come up, they just showed you the mouthpiece, your lips goes over this big flange and your teeth bite onto 2 prongs that come out. And that was, the brigade man himself turned on the wee knob, and you just, the 3 of you left with the brigade man. That half mile wasn't all in glass, but we had the salvas on for the full half mile. I realised I was going to, my knees was going to buckle, so I just stopped and put my hand on my knees and put my head down. And the brigade man just come up and just looked at me. So I think maybe I was going out to auction for it. He just swiped this mouthpiece off me and he shoved it on a blow moxter and just his move and it propelled me down. And within 100 years there was the 2 lights, that was the advanced fresh air base. I was actually at the recovery of their bodies. They'd been cold and exhausted and they just lay down, but their boots were off. As if they went to bed, their boots was lying at the side and they was lying just tight together, dead. Yes, September 1950.
Oh, you all got here then, eh? Hello, Walter. You'll be a long time in there, you know. A long time. Has he been?
I went in there, but I don't know whether he's been.
Be a long time in there, you know, like I said. Have you been? I think he's been.
Now, would anybody like a nice cheese sandwich?
How do you like the coat? Is it all right?
Yeah, working. It doesn't look so bad considering it's been wrapped round our hot water cistern all winter. Still, it's kept its shape for you very well, hasn't it?
You've kept your shape too. You're still thin enough to swarm up a tin whistle and put your head out of every hole.
Hey, they're opening doors. Well, come on then.
Hey, come on.
Hey, and just think on, be careful what you're saying there, Shorthouse.
I shall just tell the truth. And truth is stranger than friction.
Your plunge?
No, it's not my plunge, wherever it is.
No, plunge. Well, you are the shoplifting, aren't you?
Just mind how you're talking to me, young man. And button your coat up, too, when you talk to me. I pay my rates, you know. My name's Nellie Pledge, and I thank you to think on.
It says plunge here. Is that your alias?
No, that's our Eli.
That's right.
Leave it to me. I will see to it.
Hey, I seem to know that face. And the back of them legs as well. Who's that just went in?
It's Mr. Howcroft. He's the magistrate's clerk.
Terry Howcroft? Magistrate's clerk? Ooh, I used to go to school with him. Isn't it a small world?
Is that, Mrs.? Now just sit there and be quiet and don't cause any bother. Hello, Ida. They caught you at it again. You ought to find a nice fella and settle down with him.
That's what I was doing in the park when you're at home.
You'll never learn, will you? Go on, get in queue.
I don't know you, do I, love?
No. I'm new to this game.
Where'd they catch you at it?
In the supermarket. Between the medical department and the detergents.
In the supermarket? It's a bit public. It's always packed out in there.
It's the trading stamps that does it. You give them trading stamps, they'll come time after time.
Trading stamps in the supermarket? I never thought of that.
It's where the money is.
You must have been hard up, though, starting at your age.
No, I'm not hard up exactly, but I must admit that at my time of life, it's more difficult to make ends meet. Oh, shut up. I always say, if you're enjoying what you're doing, it doesn't matter about the money.
Nellie Pledge, alias Plunge.
Give over. Ooh, I'd do anything for a good hot cup of tea.
Come on, Your Honour, don't give me any chance.
Give over, you big girl's blouse. Ta.
Chuck, she's a ripper. She said she'd do anything for a cup of tea.
You, Terry! Don't you know me?
Be quiet, madam.
No, don't you know me now? I'm Nellie Pledge, as was. Well, still is, come to think of it.
Contain yourself, madam, and stand up when you address the court.
I am stood standing up. What's the matter with you? Don't you want to know me now you've got on?
You know the defendant, Mr. Howcroft? Certainly not, Your Worship. Of course he knows her. When they were kids, they used to be doctors and nurses together. And he always won, didn't he? Yeah. Silence in court.
We used to sit at the same desk in school and used to peep over my shoulder and copy me sums.
This is all quite irrelevant, Your Worship.
Oh, I can see you now, Terry. In girls' playground, sliding off that big pile of coke next at girls' lavies.
His worship doesn't want to hear any of this?
On the contrary, Mr. Howcroft, I find it all intensely interesting.
With respect, your worship, I think we've already caught a glimpse of my client's bona fides.
Hey, shut up.
Send her down. She wants solitary confinement.
Hey, I really am not married. Oh, you bonny Terry. Oh, do you remember how you used to chase the girls in the girls' playground, eh? And hit the BTMs with your licorice whip?
Yes, well, I think we've heard enough of these nostalgic memories. Let's proceed with the case. I agree. And I just want to say that if my name is used in these proceedings, I shall take legal action.
I second that.
Here, here.
This is a final warning. I will have no more interruptions. Now, madam, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
I plead our Eli guilty.
You can't do that.
Well, then I plead not guilty with exterminating circumstances.
This is the most ridiculous plea I ever heard in my life. She always was a miserable pleader.
That's enough of that.
Who is this Eli?
That's him over there with the funny eyes. And that thing being twizzled in and out of his silver things with his jacket.
You mean the bald-headed one who keeps winking at me?
Oh, no, that's how Walter. Are you all right, Walter? Can you see?
Miss Page, would you kindly tell us what befell at the supermarket yesterday?
You know what befell. I told you.
Yes, but you have to tell the court.
Well, I don't like. I mean, it's rude.
Oh, come, madam, you can put it bluntly. We're all men of the world.
You speak for yourself.
Anything you say won't be anything we haven't heard many times before.
Well, you haven't heard it from me many times before. Anyway, I'll write it down if you like.
Oh, very well, write it down.
Lend me your pen, Terry.
No, I won't.
Go on, Terry, lend us your pen.
I won't. Oh, lend her your pen, Terry.
Why did you inhale me when I came into this court?
Be quiet.
You know very well what they call me at school.
No.
Piccalilli Lily. And you, Terry the Tingler. Don't make on you don't know.
I really don't see what bearing this has on the matter.
May we hear what my client has written, your worship?
By all means. 2 pounds of best beef dripping, 1 sheep's head, and half a yard of knicker elastic.
That's my shopping list. It's on the other side. Anyway, I'm not guilty. It's him you want.
With all due respect, Cock, I'd like to say that a lot of untrue allegations are going to be made against my character by our kid and Chief Ironside here.
Oh, dear. Apart from that, you're a pillar of the community, are you, Mr. Page?
Could say that, couldn't you?
What? Pillar of the community? Ask him what he does in the deep end at the National Swimming Baths.
And what do you do in the deep end of the National Swimming Bath?
Same as I do at 3-foot end at National Swimming Baths. Backstroke.
You make a most unsatisfactory witness. I don't think you're going to be too good as a defendant either.
Don't pick on me. Sort her out, Lizzie Borden.
I'm the judge in this court.
You couldn't judge a bit of crumpet in a tea shop.
Stand for that, your magnitude.
Get him into that dock with his sister.
Never mind me.
Oh, you rotten duck. I want to speak to my solicitor.
Well, he doesn't want to speak to you.
Ooh, I don't know you could. Oh, it must be 2 hours now. It's 1:45. Oh, I must get a little hand put on this watch. Oh, Walter, what did I say to you before you went in? You wouldn't be told, would you? I asked you, had you been? What about your Walter?
What about our Walter?
Yes.
What about your poor Eli?
I thought Eli was your nearest and dearest.
What have I done to him? What have I done? Oh, Eli! What have I done to you?
What have you done? What have you done? I'll never be able to hold me head up in Conservative Club again.
Why not?
I've got a conditional discharge.
What?
A conditional discharge.
Never mind, I'll go straight home and I'll put a poultice on it.
Sheila, you couldn't play your mouth organ, so I was trying to get her, so oh, that's it, got yourself, Sheila. Go on, Sheila. You chicks don't going to kiss your lips, you really fucking playing them Yes, this is just... Cheerio,
It'll be on the internet tomorrow.
It'll be on the news. It'll be on the news. Is it? I have to make sure I get it.
It'll be on YouTube tomorrow, yeah.
Oh, I was born 10,000 years ago. There's nothing in this world I don't know. You don't know. I saw Peter, Paul, and Moses playing around the roses, and all what the man who says it isn't so. A plumber who lived in Dundee was plumbing alas by the sea. And as he was plumbing, she said, someone's coming. Son of plumber, stop plumbing, it's me. Oh, I'm done about 10,000 years ago. There's nothing in this world I don't know. I saw Peter, Paul, and Moses playing around the roses, and all up the man who said it isn't so. A fancy who lived in Campton took a left up to his room. They argued all night about who were the right and the what and the which and the who. Oh, I was born 10,000 years ago. There's nothing in this world I don't know. I saw Peter, Paul, and Moses playing around the roses, and I what the man who says it isn't so. There was a young lady from Norway, who hung by her toes from the doorway. She says to her young man, get off the divan, I think I discovered one more way. Oh, I was born 10,000 years ago. There's nothing in this world I don't know. I saw Peter, Paul, and Moses playing around the roses, and I'll what the man who says it isn't so. There was a young fellow called Duncan. Duncan, who was always jerking his gherkin. His mother said, Duncan, stop jerking, you're jerking. You're jerking for fucking, not jerking. Oh, I was born 10,000 years ago. There's nothing in the world I don't know. I saw Peter, Paul, and Moses playing around the roses, and I what the man who said it isn't so. All together, cheerio, 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 cheerio. Get up the bus. We are the passengers. Get out the bus. Oh, the ugly bastards. If that guy could read his fucking script.
Smile, Dawn, smile.
Now here's a little story. To tell it is a must. About an unsung hero that moves away a dust. Some people make a fortune, others earn a mint. My old man don't earn much. In fact, he's flipping skint. Oh, my old man's a dustman, he wears a dustman's hat. He wears gold-blimey trousers and he lives in the council flat. He looks a proper nana in his great big bobnail boots. He's got such a job to pull them up, but he calls them daisy roots. Some folks give tips at Christmas and some of them forget. So when he picks their bins up, he spills some on the step. Now one old man got nasty and to the council wrote, next time my old man went round there, he punched him up the throat. Oh, my old man's a dustman, he wears a dustman's hat. He wears gold-blimey trousers and he lives in a council flat. I say, Les. Yeah? I found a police dog in my dustbin.
Well, how do you know he's a police dog?
He had a policeman with him. Though my old man's a dustman, he's got an heart of gold. He got married recently, though he's 86 years old. We said, here, hang on, Dad, you're getting past your prime. He said, well, when you get my age, it helps to pass the time. My old man's a dustman, he wears a dustman's hat. He wears gold-blimey trousers and he lives in a council flat. I say. My dustbin's full of lilies.
Well, throw them away then.
I can't, Lily's wearing them. Now one day whilst in a hurry, he missed a lady's bin. He hadn't gone but a few yards when she chased after him. What game do you think you're playing? She cried right from the art. You've missed me, am I too late? Now jump up on the cart. He wears a dustman's hat. He wears gold-blimey trousers and he lives in the council flat. I say.
What's you again?
My dustbin's absolutely full with toadstools.
How do you know it's full?
'Cause there's not much room inside. He found a tiger's head one day, nailed to a piece of wood. The tiger looked quite miserable, but I suppose he should. Just then from out a window, a voice began to wail. He said, oi, where's me tiger's head? 4 foot from his tail. Oh, my old man's a dustman, he wears a dustman's hat. He wears gold-blimey trousers and he lives in the council flats. Next time you see a dustman looking all pale and sad, don't kick him in the dustbin, it might be my old dad. Play your bass.
Well, no, hang on, listen.
No, hang on. Now?
I want to know if I crossed a kangaroo with a turkey, could I stuff it from the outside?
I'll stuff you from the outside. Play the bass!
Now listen.
Oh, he's back, he's back.
No, well look, if Tutankhamun got sick, will I call his mummy?
You better call your mummy, you're playing any more of that rubbish. Go on, play it! The convict out on bail said put me back in jail. Off his rocker, then back in his old cell. The reason he did tell, his gum was stuck above his bed when he well. Does your chewing gum have more uses than it says upon the pack? Can you stretch it out much further than the man up on the rack? Can you lend it to your brother and expect to get it back? Do you sure you don't lose its flavour when your lips refuse to smack? When on my honeymoon in our hotel room, it was heaven, we slept till 11:30. I found a waiter next to me, he's as embarrassed as could be. He said, I've been stuck to your bedpost as your early morning tea. Does your chewing gum lose its flavour on red bumps all the night? If your mother said don't chew it, do you swallow it in spite? Can you catch it on your tongue, so can you do it left and right? Does your chewing gum lose its flavour?
What a friend, what a pal. Only now I can see how you dreamed and you planned all for me. I never knew what a mother goes through. There's nothing that you didn't do. Pal of my cradle days, I've needed you always. Since I was a baby upon your knee, you sacrificed everything for me. I stole the gold from your hair. I put the silver threads there. I don't know any way I could ever repay. Pal of my cradle days, latest friend, dearest pal, it was me who caused you every sorrow and heartache you knew. Your face so fair I have wrinkled with care. I placed every line that is there. Pal of my cradle days, I've needed you always. Since I was a baby upon your knee, you sacrificed everything for me. I stole the gold from your hair. I put the silver threads there. I don't know any way I could ever repay. Pal of my cradle days.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burden be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Dad, Dad! Come on, Dad, we gotta go. Wake up! Sorry. Dad! Dad! Come on, Dad. Dad!
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. There is no life without its hunger. Each restless heart beats so imperfectly. But when you come and I am filled with wonder, sometimes I think I glimpse eternity. You raise me up. I can stand on mountains to walk on stormy seas. The stormy sea, and I am strong when I am on your shoulder. Oh, you raise me up to more than I
Ultra
can
Dad!
be.
Ultra Son!
You raise me up to more